Hey, Jonesy in the morning. Got to live that straight from me. It's giving nice. It's Jonesy in the morning. Jonesy in the morning. With shade and laughter me.
Crunching on.
You caught me with the cup in my mouth.
Crunching that ice. That means your iron is low. You eat ice all day?
All the time.
Your iron is low. That used to be me. It was so bad. I used to be crunching on the radio in Philly that the fans bought me an ice machine.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, good morning, and good morning, everybody.
Good morning, ice cruncher.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody, all 184 viewers that were watching the shower hour.
Oh, wow. Come on, shower hour.
Yes, it's a hit.
That's dope.
It is.
And our friends. And our friends down the road. Did they have 185? Did they have 1, 8, or 5? No.
You know, it's the norm.
We don't care about them, though. We good over here.
Sure enough is.
All right, gang. I'm going to wait until a few more people get here, but Anita won. Anita Appleby. You know you number one, Anita Appleby. Today you're number one, Anita. I look especially greasy this morning. And I can explain why. No, I really can't. Well, maybe. I've been using Wild Grow on my hair, as I told you. Old girl burnt it out. And then Cassandra came back, got off of the set of Elsbeth, and came and did the big chop for me. So we are starting from scratch, but I don't care. Like, short hair, long hair, medium hair, I don't care. As long as it's healthy hair, right? Because there's nothing uglier than somebody with long hair that's brittle and dry and unmanageable. And I don't care. But the women whose hair I love, it looks shiny like a sheen. It's bouncy, even if it's short. And you can tell by someone's hair if they take care of themselves. So I'm here for the hair, I am here for the... So that explains the greasiness, but we'll get past that. I am... what am I? I was in the right place at the right time last night. So I was hanging out with my buddies from Lake Cool Champagne. Shout out to Khadijah and Muhammad over there at Lake Cool. Sponsor here on Jonesy. The sponsor here alongside Nationwide Bus Charter and Make My Fish. Sponsor of Jonesy in the Morning and Pink Champs, the podcast that is coming back in a few weeks. I told you I got my set delivered. Part of it is there. Part of it is there. There's one piece missing, but I have an alternate part just in case. And I'm very excited. And while we were sitting down talking about our plans for the Pink Champ rollout, all of these officials and politicians from Newark come rushing in. And they're like, we did it. We won. So, Brick City, are you in here? Can anybody tell me? They said it was school elections, but can you tell me why they were so excited? Is there something going on in the Newark school system that they were trying to accomplish or avoid? Because they were excited. I thought it was a mayoral or some election would do it all that I missed. But congratulations, and congratulations to Roz and his brother Midi Baraka for getting people involved. I love when I see leaders of community looking like members of the community, if you know what I mean. All right, so we are at a healthy 80, and I haven't even gone to get the stragglers from IG. Let me do that right now. I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired today. Thank you, guys. Thank you yesterday. You donated money. We got $296 towards Che's Tiki Bowl. So for those of you all right, Brick City, I see you. I see you in here. Hi, Asia. So for those of you that don't know, my son Che got invited to perform in the Tiki Bowl. It's a invite-only football game that takes place out in Hawaii. And it's like about $3,000 to get him there, a little more. But the village, because y'all know I'm not working for an institution. I'm like my own, like a lot of you. But $20 here, $30 there, it all adds up and it helps. So I appreciate yesterday we got up to $300. Hopefully we can continue going. But thank you so much, because I know that right now is a very precarious. I had someone that got laid off and still donated $75. Thank you. And guess what? We're going to turn it around. You laid off now, but you laid off for the layup. That I know. Because it makes no sense. Everywhere I turn, somebody's job is in jeopardy. All right, so Virginia did the damn thing too? Did Virginia show up and do what Virginia was supposed to do? Where's Grayson? Grayson Politics. Now we need your ass. Come on in here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kitty, I'm about to send you something, but this is like, I'm so tired of seeing cops beat up on people in handcuffs. Mondami better say something before I go wild out on his ass. You know I flip. You know I flip. Matter of fact, I'm going to text them. Hold on. Let me clean this. There we go with that. Let me clean this. There we go with that. Now I'm going to the roll call so we can get this party started. We got 86 people. Not bad, not bad. Anita's first with Che Bella close second. And I saw Che Bella when you came in, but Anita was sitting there for like a few seconds before you, but Che Bella. Good morning, Ridmai and Sherelle, Ms. Elena. Good morning, Natalie, Kiana, and Live Love's Life. Good morning. Kamika, Big R is back. Reginald Garrick is here. Nicole Perry with the pink hand. Hey, boo, hey. Ayo was here. I think I missed you yesterday. Nikki Blue and Eric, all the way from South Kakalaka, but originally from New York. Hi, Be True. Hi, Mimi. Grayson is here. Grayson, get on that story about Virginia. I'll be coming to you later on during the class. Al, good morning. Garcelle, Yellow Diamond, welcome. B-Dub. Did I say Nikki Blue already? Charlie, I am. Ulysses, good morning. And Tracy. Make sure you like before you sit down. Subscribe if you have not. Two Girls Mom, good morning. Rhonda Walker and Nikki Hall, good morning. Disco Nika. Melly Mel, thank you so much for setting off the donations yesterday. I so appreciate you, and you called it. So thank you for leading the charge by example. Good morning, everybody on IG. They're getting their shout outs because they are, we're already at 101. Come on over, please, to Pink Champs on YouTube. Pink Champs, the show. so you can be a part of the shenanigans. Kim Travels, good morning. Ox the Mogul, good morning. Antique and Gal and Miss C, hey, Boozy. Yellow Diamond, see, Giddy Yellow Diamond said that is so true. I know because I was anemic and used to crunch ice like crazy. Yup. Giddy got caught crunching ice. He didn't know I was going to bring him up. And I was like, because we all know it. Listen, we used to sit on the benches in Astoria with cups of ice and then wonder why 20 years later, teeth be missing and shit be fucked up. But it's because of the iron, the hemoglobin. Jean Bayer, you would be, good morning, Jean Bayer, you would be surprised when you go to the doctor and they do your blood levels. They'll look at your blood levels, your ice cruncher, and be like, we don't even understand how you're still walking around. It's so low. Your hemoglobin is so low. And we keep on. I used to feel like I was dragging a bag of bones. And I did not know what it felt like to not be anemic until I had a blood transfusion. And that was my mistake.
So that's what had to happen?
The blood transfusion, well, no. The blood transfusion happened because, oh, leave the birdies alone. They hear the voice. They're driving you crazy. When I was getting the last surgery on the tumor, he accidentally hit a blood vessel and I bled out and they had to give me a blood transfusion. But when I woke up, I felt alive. Like I felt lighter. I felt more aware. And I was like, what's going on? They said, you've been filled up. Like they restored all the hemoglobin that for years had been going out because of the fibroids and the excessive bleeding on my monthly and things like that, right? So you never, taking iron pills will never quite get you back where you're supposed to be. You either need to get an IV bag of iron that you can get from your doctor if you request, or one of those IV people. That immediately, you feel that shit immediately.
That's could explain how a lot of times before, whenever I had to go in the hospital, I used to be like, when I get my IV, I used to feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
But not to relieve my hip, release my HIPAA. I happen to have went to my cardiologist this week, and he's sending me to a blood doctor because he says my blood is too thick. He's like, my benefit may be to give blood so that I can get some of it out because he's like, I'm way too high. But I was always told don't give blood because I also am on Coumadin, which everybody knows is a blood thinner.
Huh.
So that's interesting you say that. I'm going to have to investigate. Thank you, doctor.
No, thanks for sharing. This is the only way we're going to get the information, especially folks of color, because we always used to hide and don't tell your business, don't tell you. But sometimes we have special things that only happen to us, right? And I hate to say, and you have to go to Black doctors because they know, because a lot of them, just because they're Black, they're not going to the seminars with the new information either, right? It be the Indian doctors and the Jew doctors and the Asian doctors that go to those seminars and find out what the new things are, what the developments have been. So it's just a matter of paying attention to the doctor's wall when you go in there. Pay attention to the decorations and see what they say and see the year on what they said. And sometimes they're doing old medicine and they're not up to the time. So it's important to share information. You know how to share without oversharing. We are of age. And C 23, good morning. And Rave C and Nandy, Brick City, and Natika, and Ancy 8. Good morning. Jonesy, my fave. And where's my moderator, Kim from Harlem? Good morning, Kim. Kim, we sticking to the bingo papers and the pens like we did the first time. Because Giddy will not be in the building tomorrow. And I cannot do that digital stuff. I'm not ready. I'm not confident. Do the old school bingo. If you guys are coming, it's free to get in. Comedy in Harlem. We do hip hop R&B bingo the third Thursday. But this month we had to do it the fourth Thursday because all you got to do is pay for your bingo boards. 2 for $25, 3 for $30. And you can pay when you get there or you can cash at me in advance. It does not matter to me. I just want people to come, show up so we can have some good conversations, some good fellowship. We got a spades game going on. And you can sign up for that as well. What we might need is extra pads, Kim. I don't know if you could steal some from. That's the only thing I miss from the block is being able to steal the rolls of toilet tissue and the paper products. I used to load up. Nobody was there at 5 and 6 in the morning, right? I'm taking all the packs of paper. No wonder the copier never had paper. It was in my living room on my printer. On my goddamn printer with a patty pie. And let's get the show going. Oh, wait. Okay, thank you, Grayson, for the sticker. Democrats scored an important win in Virginia last night through the redistricting vote. Okay. All right. Need more information. Amazon Mom, good morning. Zach Mack, how you doing today? Mo James, welcome. Nia, good morning. Did I tell you I forgot all about an interview we were supposed to be doing on Monday? Thank God the lady showed me grace. They hired me to do a Juneteenth gala out in Monmouth County. Like I said, who even knew that it was enough blacks out there in that capacity doing galas? But I'm the hostess, and they were supposed to interview with us on Monday. So I rescheduled them for next Monday. So please make sure that you're here next Monday because we might even have questions about voting locally out in Monmouth County. I was talking to Amiri Ras Baraka's brother last night because he knows how to break down the districts. And so I said, I remember when we were trying to figure out a strategy to get Ras reelected. And I was telling you that I probably couldn't help you with Burlington County or Monmouth County because those are just always going to be white. They're just always going to vote Republican. And we just know what it is. And he skillfully, his brother, Mitty, he knows his stuff. He was like, well, if we can get Montclair, so-and-so, and so-and-so, it's a skill to it, I'm telling you. And that damn Elon Musk is a hair in my chin, an additional hair in my chin. I'm telling you, Elon Musk needs that ass whooped. That's all he needs with his pasty, racy ass. Always looking greasy and pasty. I don't even understand. What cocktail of drugs are you taking, sir, that make you pasty like that? Now he's suing. He's suing because the government won't let him use AI to discriminate against Black people. So he wants to be able to use AI and make fake commercials, putting out poisonous messages and tricking people into thinking that Black people is doing this, Black people are doing that. And he's suing because he can't. He's a fucking menace. This is where the gangs need to devote their energy and their anger and their rage. We have video.
Has told a federal judge that being forced to not discriminate against Black people violates his First Amendment rights. I'm not exaggerating. That's the actual lawsuit. Your entire attention is on a Chris Brown and Usher stadium tour right now. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is in federal court deciding whether his AI can reject you for your home, your job, and your doctor. This is why we're always missing at the table. The media pushes the concert, and while you're trying to figure out tickets you cannot afford, somebody is in federal court making decisions about your life, with or without you in the room. Same week, the NAACP sued him for running an AI data center in a Black Memphis neighborhood. No permits, hazardous chemicals, people cannot breathe. So let's be clear. He does not want you to breathe clean air at home. And he is in court right now, making sure his AI can reject you for your job, your apartment, and your doctor. The law he is fighting, Colorado's. It says AI has to be fair when it decides your housing, your employment, your healthcare. That is the whole law. He sued to block it. Stadium tour in the summer, federal court in the fall. One has your attention, the other has your future.
That's facts. That is facts. Don't let Cardi distract. Nope. Pay attention. He is a menace that needs to be ended. I hate having to every day put white people in their place. I hate it. But if ain't nobody gonna do it, I'm here for it. I will. And for many years, I was forced to sit in silence and just be, I don't even want to say gossip girl, because I never was really the gossip girl, but be entertainment news reporter and not be controversial, not be so informative, because in the morning, people don't want to hear that. They don't want to get, well, if the fuck you don't want to hear it, don't come here. Because I don't have the luxury of sitting here and cracking jokes all day just to make people feel good. I'm worried about your long-term good feeling. And only that's going to come with being informed of what the fuck is happening around you so that you're not caught off guard. And if you have the information and still choose not to do shit with it, that's your business. But you can't come and blame Big Mama. Because Big Mama has told you. Big Mama has sung. Big Mama, Big Mama, Big Mama. All right? Moving on. Thank you, Elaine, for your super chat donation. Hi, Trinero. Thank you, Mimi. See, I be encouraging people to donate to this free show because it's still work, right? It's still content. I see y'all clipping my stuff and people probably trying to get me to do interviews based on yesterday's show. I don't know where that came from. I gave a whole lot of personal information, but it was freeing at the end of the day. So thank you for allowing me that space to share, and thank those of you that could relate, that were not afraid to tell me you could relate. Sometimes you be feeling like you the only one that made bad decisions in your 30s and 40s. Because you're supposed to be better in that, in those ages, right? But I'm here to tell you that you will be making mistakes until you can't make any mistakes. And it's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to let anybody shame my past or... Child, I was talking about the wick. I guess it's a good thing I didn't tell Envy that, right? He brought that shit up on Breakfast Club. But I bet you now it's a bunch of podcasters that's going to invite me on the show to come and do an interview and then ask directly about that. We're not doing that. Because that was a moment. That was a moment in life. And that was a lesson that I needed to learn, that there's no difference in me, you, her, the 14-year-old that got pregnant that needs assistance. There's nothing different about any of us. And many of us have worked and paid taxes into this fucking system. So you might think that the system owes you. That's how I feel. You're not going to shame me because I'm tapping into some shit that I paid into. And nothing stays up forever. So even if right now you're not in your finest moment, right? Or you're trying to figure out what your next step is going to be, and you're worried and you are concerned, I will tell you that those emotions are very real. Do not feel like, oh, I got to stop thinking about it. No, think about it for a healthy amount of time. Just don't get stuck inside of it. Force your brain, different parts of the day, force your brain to be on other problems or other good thoughts. Because thinking about it is not going to immediately change the situation. Try to find a solution, yes, but don't even obsess over that. Don't let that be your whole thing. Because guess what? Everything always works itself out. For however it works out. Either you got to make a change, an adjustment, or something happens and you're able to stay the same, or you're able to restart, or it never stays the same and it always works itself out. But you will not get that time you spent worrying and obsessing back. You won't get it. It's the hardest thing to do because you don't want to be in that dark place. You don't want to be worried all damn day. But this is where you test your mental capacity and your mental strength. And each day, one day you say, all right, I'm going 5 minutes. I'm not going to think about it. Then the next day, say, all right, I'm going to challenge myself 10 minutes straight. I'm not going to worry about my problems. I'm not going to think about what's going to happen after this last little severance check. And then the next day you might do 20 minutes. But each day it's like strengthening a muscle. Does anybody hear me? Am I talking to myself? What's going on? What's going on? I don't hear that phone ringing saying, Jonesy, you talking today? So yeah, about the iron. I know. Hi, Tynette Grayson. I just realized I'm watching yesterday's replay. I feel stupid. No, that's why we put it up. You were supposed to watch it. From 7 to 8, that's what we do now. And then 8 o'clock, we start the live. The live messy mess, all from my chest. Yeah, Amazon mom, the lady, Elon Musk is I don't even know how he has a First Amendment right when he was born in South Africa and creating all this mayhem. That's why I said a nigga like that doesn't need to be dragged in the streets and mollywopped. That's it. Beat that nigga down. Thank you, Nick Music. Thank you for that. See that comment? There's a basshead in the Bronx by Tremont, and his words is years ago he was free basing at a party with Bill Gates, allegedly. Jonesy, tell me why I believe his story. Why wouldn't you? I don't know why we put these clowns on such pedestals when they have come into this earth as criminals, as captors, as thieves, as liars, as mediocre. Yeah. As violent. So why they can't have the crack pipe? What is this, Giddy?
The Bill Gates growing lab meat. You bring it up.
So now they've given him the USDA or the FDA has given Bill Gates the approval to sell lab-grown meats. And that apparently it's been in stores and they don't have to tell us. Is there audio with that? So you might have already been thinking you getting a great value, if you know what I mean. Hint, hint. And it could be lab-grown meat. I told you, groceries don't even taste the same to me anymore. Now, it could be those Ozempic. Fucking with my taste buds. I don't think so. Yeah, people. Getting the approval to sell lab-grown meats without disclosing that we're buying and about to feed our children and our loved ones lab-grown meats. I'm still recovering any rehab, but I'm still listening to you guys every morning. Thank you, Christina. Oh, thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. Guys, come off the Instagram and come on to YouTube at Pink Champs the Show. That's where we are. Yep. Get well soon, Christina. No shame in needing help. That's right. You worked and paid into it. Yep. So in case they're trying to take that away from us. They're trying to take the Social Security, everything. And like the lady said, y'all sitting here fighting over whether or not Chili going to be on tour or not. What? Really? Right. And we have nothing to be ashamed of considering how we were plundered and excluded from building wealth and still are from acquiring wealth. So thank you, Maya. It's okay to, I was telling my son, or I'm thinking of telling him, that when his peers try to, it's the same behavior. So when he does these camps, a lot of times he walks away with MVP, right? And my son trains a lot. Like he trains a lot, and he never gives, I believe he don't give his body a full time to recover. That's the one thing that I'm always trying to encourage and make it be a habit. As hard as you go, you got to recover. So sometimes he doesn't, and his hamstrings be tight, be locked up, right? But he still wants to go. So his peers will see him on maybe when his hamstrings are hurting or whatever, because he never makes excuses for his performance. But they try to measure him by that, and say things about that, and post it. And I'm like, Giddy, cue the music. Cue the music. I'll be going to jail tonight. I don't play. I will fucking get up. I went to jail for doing it before. But I do realize that's not what gets these kids nowadays, right? They're all into social media. And none of them really be happy. The ones that like want to post shit or try and clown your kid or highlight a not so shining moment, they don't have followers like I do. So what I do is I go and find your shit, right? And then I post it on my platform. But then I get yelled at by my son for being petty. Okay. But the point is, like, it's so much going on in the world, right? And people are still trying to inflict pain or trying to embarrass. And I know that's probably just some boy stuff. But I say, and I want to find a way to say to him, it's so funny that when you get these MVPs and you get these this and that and these offers and these looks and these invitations to these camps, not one time do you ever make anybody else feel bad or like they're not good enough. My son is always the one. I'm a hating ass bitch. I don't care if you're 10, if you're 110, if your shit is whack, I'm going to call it out. Maybe not to you, because I'm not. Yes. I'm not going to jump in your face, but I'm going to talk that talk in my house. But he will shut me down in the house and be like, no, so-and-so is amazing. No, he is that kid. So I want to tell him, let them post. And then when they see you at the next and the next and the next, and the coaches are once again taking your phone and putting their phone numbers in your phone, tell them bitches keep that same energy. Post that. Post that. Because you are who you are. You're not who you are on a good day. You're not who you are on a, when you're on steroids. You're who you are because that's who the fuck you are. And everybody in the loins from which you come, everybody don't need to always be on just because you're being challenged, right? You don't have to be on. You'll perform like you a circus animal. Make them niggas have to pay $200 to come to a camp and challenge you there. But they won't. They won't. But it's interesting. Then yes, I am still 12 mentally. Owning my not so groaning. But it'd be hard. I got to find a way to reach him because he is so biblical and I am so bastardized. Like I am the child in this house. Jalen just walks by. He just ignores me now. He'd be like, bro, like, yeah, like, Shay, actually, I want you to wind up in heaven with me. You're not going to get there with that behavior. And I tell him, God knows me. He knows. He knows what I mean. And I've poured enough good out there. And when you get this age, hopefully you still are biblical. But sometimes you get so jaded, back to back to back, bullshit happening. The shit that was supposed to happen in your mind to you don't happen. And you start wearing it and calling out bullshit. Calling out bitches that can't hold a note with a Louis bag. And then you're called a hater. No, I just call it having an opinion and calling out the obvious, stating the obvious, and not caring if my opinion is liked or not. Hi, Carlos. C.M. Williams, butchers do need to make a comeback. But do you think that they might be on the tape? I mean, at that point, wouldn't the farmers get in on it? Ted Smooth, the one. We still talking about you having everybody run around that Jack and Jill party. Yeah, I'm in here talking my talk. My son they are the best part of me, but I can't rise above. I've seen too much shit and have experienced it. Ted, I said radio has not been so great to me. I think I stayed here too long. I was supposed to go back to singing or shift. Maybe I should have went into education. I don't know. But I overstayed my welcome here. I just happened to be so great at it. No modesty over here. I just happened to be great at it. But it was nothing I planned to. But now as a result, I'm doing public speaking now, right? I've morphed into that. And I'll be at the Queens Public Library. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a 3-episode speaking engagement. It's called Learning How to, what is it called? It's a long title, like learning how to pivot and rebrand, reinvent. Last night, Mitty, Ross Baraka's brother, told me, he said, they got the right one because you done reinvented and went out there and reinvented, came back here and reinvented, stayed home for years, reinvented and came back and reinvented again. Nobody can talk about that shit better than you. And I'm like, who knew? Here I am crying and thinking it's tragedy that I had to keep pivoting and figuring it out. And I was worth something. So when I talk, listen to me. I don't talk from being a lady up on the hill with mansions and jewels. I talk from a bitch that got it from the mud.
Love.
For those of y'all that's watching, y'all know this is a prop. This is fake. This is not even real. It's a toy that the man here on my podcast bought me because I was talking with fake cigarettes, how my mother used to be telling people off, and he just went and said, instead of you doing this, I'm going to just find you. It's props. We do a lot of stuff on the show, which is why you need to come on YouTube right now at Pink Champs the Show and join us. So you can join in on the shenanigans of fun. McDonald's has been feeding us lab meat, I believe. Yep. I believe that. Yep, big new sports massages. I invest in sports massages. Right, but they want to get in his head. So if you're not paying attention, and I feel like I'm not, I try to give him his space, and that's his world, and nobody needs their mom hovering over. But sometimes you got to pay close attention to how the kid leaves in the morning, how they come back. And even though when you ask them, how was your day, they go, fine. One word answers, okay, yes, no. Phrase a question to where they can't give you a yes, no answer. And that's how you find out what's going on. Either that or just start going through their shit. That's what I do. I just go through their shit. I don't got time I need to know. This is a speaking engagement. It says unfinished. Reinventing your story at any age with Jonesy in the Morning. Hey, that's me. It's going to be June 9th at the Queens Public Library, South Side. Come inside from 7 p.m. it starts. 6 p.m. it starts, June 9th. So mark your calendars. I'm going to be out on your part. Jamaica, Hollis, Springfield, Laurelton. I'm going to be on your parts. So come on. Shea Bella, Far Rockaway ain't that far. Pull up. Yeah, recovery is important. Stretch it. He does stretch. No, he stretches. It's not that we figured out what it was just last week. Why the hamstrings. He's been doing this lifting program and we figured it out. So, we do the acupuncture now and all the things. These are necessary. Even the cryotherapy. That's always been part of the regimen. But the mental, all the acupuncture and the cryotherapy and the massages and the cupping ain't shit if kids are in your head. because they will make you believe that one day that you were a little off is your primary brand. And I'm not having it. I'm not having it. So I'm going to take my little video. He's going to be so mad of when he's one-on-one-ing and snatching niggas from around their waist and pulling them down when they midair. I'm going to start. I got to do better with the filming. But I'm going to start posting that and let him be mad at me. Because his little friends, they be watching my page too. Because then you're going to look crazy. And they're going to say, why are you posting that? Like, why are you posting that when there's all these other things? See, I'm going to fuck you up mentally. And then your parents going to be mad at me. No, then your parents going to be mad at me. And then me and your parents going to be fighting. Wait, you said after 40 acres and fuck the mule. Can I get some livestock at this point? All I need is one bike. Scam call likely. It's funny. Good morning, Set in Stone. Welcome to the show. All right, are you guys coming over? Are you coming over? Hi, Miss Pumpkin. Come on over. Isaac, come on over, y'all. Because this is a lot. Y'all need to come over and make the numbers go up to 200. Yup, Shea Bella. Yup. Yeah, when they go low, fuck all that being. I'm not. No. I'm not marching. I'm being very violent with your offspring. So keep them the fuck away from mine. They'll be coming home and hanging up cleats. Talking about, I don't want to play no more. This is that lady from the radio. She be talking shit about me on her podcast. She be posting things about, yeah, I'll do it. Sonny's Meat Market in Edison, Black owned and excellent. Okay, there's one. And then there's the one in Linden. I can't remember the name of it, but it's owned by Asian people. I don't know if that makes a difference to you, but it was good for me during COVID. Vote them out. Get out the vote. Yes. DJ Test Move. Come on. Which library? The Queens Public Library on... Shoot, now you got me. That's the flyer. I think it says where it is at the bottom. I can't see.
It's the one on Merrick Boulevard in Jamaica.
Thank you, Giddy. Hi, Georgiana. I saw a clip on farmers in America, and a lot of farmers are losing money and not making no money because of these tariffs by this idiot Trump, and it's sad. Some of them are crying. Who they vote for? White Castle is the best way to clean your system. And let's just all agree that the meat we've been eating and loving after parties, after the after party, coming home eating, is not meat, it's clean out. I don't know what that's called. It's clean out fuel. Yup. And the one in Patterson especially. And now they didn't try to take it up a notch. They got different kind of cheeses. You can get cheddar cheese on your White Castle. I'm like, why y'all fucking it up? Why nigga gotta have options? Just take what we took. It's all gonna make you shit anyway. Cambria Heights. I did not mean to leave out Cambria Heights. Did I say Jamaica? St. Albans. Astoria need to pull up. Flushing, Corona, the Hearst. Y'all need to pull up too. June 9th to the Queens Public Library on Merrick. And support the kid. And let's get some good information out there. Yep. Central Library. Thank you, Tracy. Nikki said that was the perfect song for the cigarette pop. Can we post the cruise flyer, please? Yes. And the promoters of you mean the 90s Girls concert in Punta Cana? The promoter said that the information, what did he say? I said
we have a direct link. now that I'm going to put up that gives them to make their reservations for the hotel and everything.
Okay. Hit the like button if you forgot. Please hit the like button when you get in here. Meat City, that's the place. Thank you, Mimi. Be nice, football mom. Just talk the talk. Your passion is on the field. Remember sportsmanship. Tell them that. I'm tired of my son taking high roads. I ain't raised him to take high roads. That was not supposed to be said out loud. That was not supposed to be said out loud. I did not raise my kids to take no high roads. I mean, I'm grateful and I'm thankful that he does, but enough is enough. He's the most humble kid. But sometimes you got to stand up for your humble kid and let niggas know how it could go dark real fast. I'm by no means the ignorant mom or the that family in the projects that fights everybody and all the cousins and even the old elders come out fighting with canes. No. But nor am I going to be the punk ass bitch to be victimized or allow my kids to be mentally fucked with, physically fucked with, or any of that. I'm not. I don't know the outcome. But thank you, Chanero. He is, but you know, sometimes I don't know the outcome, but it's going to be one on each side at the very least. Thank you, Trinero and Ty Love. Thank you. Yeah, it's important. It's important for them to hear it because kids be so jealous and kids be so. Some of them be wanting the investment that they see I make into my son with my time. And I was that kid who never had parents taking me to events, who never came to my talent shows or very rarely came. I was that kid. So I speak from experience. Now, I didn't try and fuck with somebody's head and be like, why are your parents always here? I never did that. Or you can't sing. No, I never did. I kept my mouth shut, my head down, and worked on myself because there's always somebody that sings better than you. There's always somebody that looks better than you. There's always somebody whose waist is smaller than you. And there's always somebody who is always somebody. So, you know, you just got to know. This goes for kids. This goes for adults because it don't change. The competition goes to the boardroom. Then they try to sabotage you. Then it becomes political. So now you need an advocate that's in management. So when they start trying to throw daggers your way, if you don't have an advocate, there's nobody in there saying, "Oh, whoa, that's not how that happened. Oh, you know that's a lie. That's a fabrication." It don't stop. So I got to train them young, train them now to tune that out. And those ain't your friends. Because why would you do that? Why would you keep talking about that, a not perfect day, but you don't give the same energy and post the perfect days? And it's way more of those than it is of those. That's why I just need to fuck everybody up. That's why. Hi, Denise. We grew up in a different time. I know our parents, many of our parents would have liked to have been there, but could not. Or they were depressed and didn't want to be bothered because they were tired. And they didn't have the tools and they didn't know how to manage. You know what I mean? So when you at home, a stay-at-home mom back then, and you can't drive, and you got kids, you got to have dinner ready on the table, and that becomes your routine. Sometimes you, as yourself, don't get the love. You don't get the attention. You don't get the, are you okay? You don't get the things. And you just wind up becoming like a numb worker. And then you're alone with your thoughts, right? And then maybe you start looking at your peers and wondering why my life couldn't be like that, why my life couldn't have been like that. And it's not always the, oh, you're better off. No. Sometimes you wind up with a fucked up life. Sometimes you wind up with the fucked up life. So at that point, I say, then you just got to be thankful and grateful that you got all your toes, hopefully. Start paying attention to the little things that we take for granted every day. When the rainbow is not enough, you got to start being thankful for the little things. And I feel like once you show thankfulness and gratitude for little things, that spiritually opens you up and brings the universe and universal things and blessings to you. Things you never even imagined, just by you acknowledging the simple gifts. But again, the point of me even bringing this up is don't stay in a bad thought, but for so long. It's unrealistic to go, for me to say, go the whole day and don't have one bad thought. That shit ain't real. That's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not even getting paid to feed you bullshit, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you, when they tap in, when it comes to your mind, only stay there for a limited amount of time and move on. And when it goes back, move on. Or come to fucking R&B hip hop bingo. That'll keep your mind, or will keep you on your toes. As fast as they be playing them records and moving on and not wanting to repeat what the song was you missed. That'd be me. Come on out tomorrow night. I'll be your distraction. There's always 1,000 things going on there. That's Comedy in Harlem. Tomorrow night, we're going to be there. Doors open, I think, at 6 or 7. And the bingo and the spades start at 8 o'clock. My mom paid PTA dues because she couldn't attend meetings. They didn't attend my band shows, cheerleader games, etc. But they supported at home and made sure we were involved in something. That's dope. That means they were cognizant and aware. There's some parents that are so depressed and don't even realize that it's depression that they can't even pull themselves to do that. And some parents don't have that $30 to donate to a bunch of bitches that, for the most part, it's just a bunch of bitches trying to be bossy there because they can't have a say at home. But they stay in the marriage, living a lie. My parents basically only came to my graduation. Yep, that I know. And my 5th grade graduation, where I had my first solo, my mother stayed up drinking so late the night before and fighting with my father that she was late for that. I was so proud of him, though, because I said, now he's going to mess around and miss my graduation waiting for her ass. But I don't even think I knew. I don't know. I don't know. I think when I left for school that morning, I think I knew that they were supposed to. I'm trying to think. 5th grade graduation, PS 17. Did the parents have to bring you? Or was it a regular day? Maybe the parents had to bring it. Maybe mommy wasn't in the car. And I was upset because I was like, she's going to miss my solo. But I was glad that, well, daddy probably brought me because he knew I had to be there on time. But I saw her sliding through the back. She ain't think I noticed. I sliding in late. But she made it. She wasn't about to die on that hill. I'll never forget. How do you miss your child's first solo? Right. They did the best they could do. Yup, Debbie. Yup, that I know. With very little. The best they could do with damn near nothing. Nicole said, why am I not seeing my comment? I don't know. It says that I'm showing the comments. Yeah, the kids need support. You got to constantly be paying attention to what's going on and what's not going on. My parents were in recovery, so they looked at raising us through a different lens. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Did you realize it then, or do you realize it now as an adult? And if you didn't realize it then, what did that look like to you and your brothers and sisters? I don't know if you have both, but your siblings. My son be looking for me in the audience, so I never want to disappoint him. My parents never went to none of my stuff. No school trips, nothing. Me neither. And I had to forge my own school trip permission slips. Because my mom was asleep from carrying on the night before. That's why it's in my DNA to do Jones and After Dark. No, stop. Wasn't that shit. And would never even sign up to be the mom to go on the trip. How many of y'all had the homemade sandwiches when y'all went on trips for y'all lunch? The homemade. I don't ever recall. I think maybe one time I recall having a hero. And I thought it was Christmas. And that was only because my sister Marcia went across the street. She was home that day and I remember, and she went across the street to get it for me. Because usually my mother would forget that I had to bring a bag lunch. Because she was not about to be the one giving me money to have to buy stuff. And you might have been going to a place that didn't have food to be bought. So it was always a last minute in the morning. Oh, shit, you got that trip today. And Sonny ain't bring no lunch meat. So put some peanut butter and jelly together. How many of y'all? Is that what makes us resilient? Thank you, Kim. And when we was in the house by ourselves, Mom told us don't open the door and don't answer the phone. Don't use the stove. If you want something to eat, it's peanut butter and jelly or lunch meat. Yup. That I remember. 5th grade, you went to school like it was a normal day, but you graduated. Okay. So then maybe I know Audrey and my father, I saw them come in. But I'm like, where's my mom? Thank you, Scorpion. Thank you for that. A nice, big, fat bam. That's for the Tiki Bowl. Hey, Stephanie. My mom ain't chaperone shit. I don't want to say the only, but my dad used to, I wonder if that was the cute garbage man again. I should have found some trash to recycle. Y'all got me slipping. We're going to have to figure some shit out. Y'all making me miss out on life. Shit. Shit. Why you stop it? It's so stupid. Debbie, you know this is not real, right? Do not tell nobody from the story that I've been here acting up. They're going to think I'm trying to imitate them on the benches. Is that my dad had the car. Not a lot of people had cars back then either. So he had the car of the building. So whenever somebody's child was sick, or somebody broke a leg and needed to get to the hospital, they would knock on the door. Bam, 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 bam. Is your father home? Marcus just broke his arm. Climbing up the tree. Because you know the question is, how you do that? Instead of, let me get my dad. How you do that? Can you please get your father, please? Who you talking to? Ham and cheese wrapped in foil. My pops wouldn't let my mother come to any of my sports because he said I tried to show off whenever she was there. He was right. What's wrong with that? 8th grade graduation, my father was never in my life. The dope boys raised me in the streets of Patterson. See, that's why I be conflicted. Because I'm like, as much as I know my ex-husband ain't shit on a stick, I know that it's killing Che. Why the last time he saw him, which was the week before, a couple of days before I was doing Drink Champs, he promised that he was going to start coming around. He was going to be in their lives. He was going to do this. And then never heard from him again. Like, he don't even call for a birthday now. He don't call. Name is Kalan. He don't call for birthday. He don't call him for Christmas. He don't call him for nothing at all. And I know that the one time he came that day and he came to Che's practice, Che was going so hard. Like, how do you do that? Just because you were a failed athlete and everything else you attempted to be, how can you even live with yourself? And what bitch would lay up with a nigga like that? You. And you married him, dummy. But I didn't know that was that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that jealousy. Jealousy goes that deep. And it's not even the jealousy per se of the person that left them. It's the jealousy of the gumption that the person would, the gall to leave them. It's the jealousy of the strength that you embody to get up and leave them, the narcissist. And their way to try and still be involved or to affect you goes beyond you. It goes to your kids, right? That's low. That's a low, like, that's low. And the truth is, you're not stopping nothing. Even if you were around, you wouldn't be enhancing nothing, but kids still be wanting their parents around. The parents could not be a piece of shit, but they still be wanting their parents around. And he knows that. Yeah, he's that bad. And be in awe every time I'm doing the show. Got his people calling up the Queen's Flip. Stop. Stop calling to support that derelict behavior. I'll show you all the emails, everything he's saying about, oh, she won't let me see my son. What? I had got wind through whoever he's living off of now, that she's going around, some young girl who he's, she won't let him see the son. I said, really? I had them emails sent over so fast. Of every letter to the judge, it say the same thing. Please make him come and get his son so I can get some relief on the weekend, or I can go and work on the weekend. Please make him come. So you don't even get to get that lie off. You have this far, but now I'm telling the world. That's you. But you wanted to come around when you thought I was falling off. You wanted to come around when you still had your little shiny cars and you was doing whatever you was doing because it was just you. You only taking care of you. You wasn't paying no support. You wasn't doing anything. It's easy to take care of you. Let's say you have them same cars and them same things when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing for your child. But you wanted to come around then and talk about, I had cloth seats in my car. Like, who does that? I'll have cloth seats again if it means that my kids are going to have great education. I'll have cloth seats all day long if it means that my kids have what they need. Because I'm not that shallow. I'm not defined by the car that I drive. Material things come and go. I'm not defined by that shit. Nor do I want to be around people that are defined by their objects. That's like so non-king-like behavior. So you comment on the cloth seats and you make comments of, please, you ain't shit. Only people in New York knew you. Okay. That's fine. But when you Google your name, my picture comes up. Bitch. And unfortunately, it's a lie that you put out there that I tried to hit you with my Mercedes. That was a lie. That was a lie. That was that whole situation. He done went and made a whole lie when the cops got there. Oh, she tried to run me down with the car. How I'm running you down? And 2 strikes, nigga. That's what that was. Mm-hmm. Yes, very low brow. Yes, very. Grayson said the book, Jonesy, the book. Jacqueline, do you know? I got so many texts and calls yesterday that it sounds like everybody's ex-husband. I'm like, who is breeding these? And the mom is just as enabling. Did y'all see the video of the mother bringing the little boy back to the mom's house because her son is a baby daddy. And that means he only got to take care of the son a little bit at a time. You go and get a babysitter. Huh? And that shit set me off because I remember the conversation one time I had with my ex-husband that I'm like, so you're not here during the week, which is fine. It's fine. But you think that you shouldn't have to come every other weekend to get him? And I don't care where you take him as long as it's safe. Because you know the go-to is let me drop him at my mother's house so I can still go to my... I don't care. Just get him out of here so I can get a break and I can get some sleep and I can do my laundry and I can do me. Is that the video, Giddy? Watch this.
You say what? When will you be back? Start preparing for a babysitter for him. And see what it... No, your son needs to start preparing. No, baby. No. My son is not a babysitter. He got to go to work. So what you're going to need to do, start preparing yourself for a babysitter. We all got to do that. I ain't got to tell my son to do nothing. He's the baby daddy. Now, he's working with you. You need to communicate better. This is your 5-year-old child. You better communicate better. That's my grandson. I'm not a babysitter. I don't have your phone number. Trust me, I would have called it.
Somebody open this door. No.
His daddy is not in South Park. He's not a babysitter. He's a baby daddy. That means he can keep him every now and then. Every now and then. You better get a babysitter. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't like you. You better get a babysitter. Fuck you. Fuck you. Look here, Alma. You better get a babysitter for my grandbaby. We're not babysitters. We're not babysitters. Damn, I wish you was here. What the fuck you think I'm gonna be doing? What you think I'm gonna be doing? You ain't that bad. Trick.
That is like, how many of y'all agree with the mother-in-law that he a baby daddy? That means he only have to be there from time and time again. This Negro told me, he said, I guess him and the girlfriend at that point was talking again about me because once I saw that he was never going to honor the come and get your son and take him out the house every other weekend, he did it for a little while, dropped him at the mother, and then my son stopped wanting to go. And I'm never, if I see you crying, or stay, because there might be something going on. So no, he could stay. But I said, but you're going to pay for a babysitter. You're not coming to get him, and you're not paying, you're going to pay for a babysitter. So when we got in front of the judge was like, I never heard of that. And I said, well, it's not fair that financially I'm on the hook even every other weekend, right? Because when the kids are with you, whatever they want, you got to try and make it happen, whether it be making dinner, that still costs. Them 2 days cost. So why am I on the hook? He said, I was talking to my friend, and she said, most people watch their own kids on the weekend. Bitch, he is your kid.